This is Chad with United Studio Tech. I'd like to talk for a moment about the Vintage Direct. So this is our answer to the ultimate classic passive direct box. It is not a modern direct box. It is inspired by some of the earliest direct boxes that were made by companies like Triad, Western Electric, and our vintage namesake, United Transformer Company, UTC, which happened to be the inspiration for the transformer that we made for this direct box. There was a transformer called the A10 that was used in phonograph playback and in a variety of other applications, but it could be wired up to be a direct box, and it happened to be the transformer used in some of the earliest handmade direct boxes, before direct boxes were commercially available products and everyone was making them by hand. We were able to obtain a vintage specimen of that transformer and dissect it and to very carefully reverse engineer it and tease out the secrets that that transformer had. When we finished that process, the resulting transformer was not as linear as we would have liked it to be. It actually would have held up under vintage conditions where you couldn't see a waveform, but when you could see the frequency response and you could see the distortion, we knew that we had to improve upon this classic design. So using that classic transformer as a basis and keeping as much of it as we could keep, we tried to improve that transformer over the course of a couple years, making iteration after iteration until we had something that was frequency flat, wide, dynamic, but still had an unmistakable touch of weight and richness that a modern ultra clean DI box simply does not have. This box really splits the difference between a very colorful DI or a neutral transparent DI. It has a weight and richness that it imparts on any signal that you run through it, yet it is still clean and truthful to the source to a degree that you can use it for reamping and capturing reference direct tracks. I'll talk a little bit about the design philosophy that went into the Vintage Direct. One of the things that's always been a concern of mine, and guitar players are very familiar with this term, is tone suck, where something is robbing some of the tonality and fullness of your signal somewhere in the path. And with a direct box, I was always concerned that having too many semiconductors in there not directly related to the function of the direct box would rob away tone. I did not want to have potentiometers or resistor pad networks in front of that transformer because I really felt like that would not help with the signal to noise ratio, and it certainly wouldn't help with the preservation of tone. I wanted to be sure that the instrument hits that transformer directly, that there is nothing in between the source and that input transformer. And so that requires making a very robust transformer that is big enough to handle very hot signals without distortion, that is extremely well shielded, and that can perform in that type of design. Many modern direct box transformers cannot do that. They are too small, among other reasons. So you will notice that this does have attenuation available, but this simply changes the output taps of the transformer. So you're simply going from different output levels that are all available on the secondary of the transformer. The transformer is doing all of the work. We didn't want to have anything in here that could possibly rob any of the tone of your instrument. And so we simply designed a transformer that was complex enough and robust enough that it could do almost everything within that one component. The transformer is basically the key to this design. I'll talk a little bit about the durability of this box. We knew that this direct box would not be in a rack. It would not be in a clean and safe studio environment. I've seen what equipment looks like, being carried around in tour trucks, and at the end of a gig. We knew it would be stepped on. We knew it would be dropped. We wanted to make sure that this thing was as durable as it could be. We milled this out of one solid piece of aluminum. It is a single cut design from a solid aluminum billet. If you notice, there's no seams, there's no screws. This is all one solid piece. I believe you could run over this with a truck. And all of the connections, all of the controls are recessed. So if this takes a fall, if it falls off of an equipment rack or falls off of a guitar amp, you're going to be fine. You might need new guitar cables, but the box will probably be fine. We made it as durable as I feel that we reasonably could.